This is my math homework number 17, Monday. For the first one, it says simplify the fractions. On the left side, you have 5/15. So you want to ask yourself, what number can 5 and 15 be divisible by? And the answer to that is going to be, they can both be divided by the number 5. Because 5 can go into 5 once, and 5 can go into 15 3 times. So 5/15 is equal to 1/3. For the second one, 14/18, you have to divide both by a number. The only number that can go into 14 and 8 is going to be the number 2. 2 can go into 14 7 times, and 2 can go into 8 4 times. So 14/8 is the same thing as 7/4. For number 2, it says find the product. 6.54 times 8.2. To do this, I'm just going to imagine it's a whole number times a whole number. So it'll be 654 times 82. And then we'll put the decimal back in at the very end. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, add 1 makes it 13. Let's go and erase the 1 up top so it doesn't distract us. Cross out the 2, put a 0. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry the 3. 8 times 5 is 40. Add 3 makes 43. 8 times 6 is 48. And then if you add 4, you get 52. Add these together. 8 plus 0 makes 8. 0 plus 2 makes 2. 3 plus 3 makes 6. 1 plus 2 makes 3. And the 5 is by himself. Now let's put the decimal in the correct spot. We have 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits behind the decimal. So we'll put 3 digits behind the decimal, giving us a final product of 53 and 628 thousandths. For the third one, it says find the quotient. The first thing we need to do is make your divisor into a whole number. So the decimal needs to move to the right twice. Once, twice. And because you did that, you have to do the same thing on the inside. Once, twice. Essentially, you're multiplying it by 100 on the outside and on the inside. And that's why you move to the right twice. So that makes it looks like this. Now it's 24 is being divided by 8. And we know that 8 can go into 24 3 times. And we get a 0, so our answer is just 3 wholes. For the next one, it says write greater than, less than, or equal to. These are called inequalities to compare the two numbers. So this is 1 whole, that's 2 wholes. So obviously 2 wholes is greater than 1 whole. For this one, 3/9 and 1/3, it looks like the 3/9 is greater, but remember we can simplify it by dividing both the numerator and your denominator by 3, and 3 divided by 3 makes 1, and 9 divided by 3 makes 3. So they're actually equal to each other. So 3/9 is the same thing as 1/3 once you simplify the 3/9. I can prove that to you by going backwards. If I do times 3 times 3, that gives us 3/9. So 1/3 and 3/9 are equal to each other. For the next one, it says, I bought 2.5 gallons of paint, but I only used 2/4 of the paint. How much paint do I have left? So here's what your math problem looks like. Here's 2 1/2. And because you're using something, you're subtracting the 2/4 gallons. Now we need to make our equal sign to make equivalent fractions. Our common denominator, step 1, is going to be number 4. Step 2, let's go in and do our multiplication. We can keep this fraction the same because it's already out of fourths. For the top fraction, it will be times 2 and times 2 to make it 2/4. So 1/2 and 2/4 are the same thing. When we add 2/4, or when we subtract 2/4 minus 2/4, we get 0, and therefore our whole number just goes down. So our answer is just 2. How much paint do I have left? It'll be 2 gallons. No fractions because the 2/4 minus the 2/4 equals a 0. For the very last one, it says add or subtract the fractions. These two must be equal to each other. The common denominator that we'll use is 42. We know that this has to be times 7 times 7. That makes it 28. This is times 6 times 6. That'll make it 36. When we add them together, let's see what we get. We have 36 plus 28. 8 plus 6 gives us 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 makes 4. 4 plus 2 makes 6. So it'll be 64 over 42. But you cannot leave it like that, of course, because 1, it's an improper fraction, and 2, it can be simplified. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and divide the numerator and the denominator by a number that they both have in common, and that number is going to be 2. Now 2 can go into 6 3 times, and 2 can go into 4 twice, so it'll be 32 over 2 can go into 4 twice, and 2 can go into 2 once. It'll be 32 over 21, which then becomes 1 whole, because 21 can go into 32 once, and then of course 11 is left out of 21. So my answer is going to be 1 and 11 21s. Another way you can see that is just do 32. It's divided by 21. And 21 can go into 32 once. That's why Mr. Lou got a 1 whole. And then when I subtract, I get 11 left out of 21. That's how you change an improper fraction to a mixed number. So for the bottom fraction, we have to do the same thing. So let's go and create our equivalent fraction. It'll be 42 again. 42 and 42. It'll be times 7, which gives us 35. This would be times 6 and times 6. That will give us 30. And of course 35 minus 30 will be 5 over 42. And that cannot be simplified, so the answer is 5/42.